For the first time since Sahar Tabar was arrested for blasphemy in Iran, Sahar Tabar appeared on Iranian state television in an interview with her face blurred out. The Iranian media has branded her a quote, mad zombie, and humiliated her in front of the entire country. I'm about to rant up a storm here for you on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload, where we tell you about the most interesting news stories we find on the internet. Plus we spice things up with some tea spilling top 10s to keep you on your toes. Cause sometimes it's a slow news day. Boom boom chee. By the way, I'm Charlotte. You should subscribe so we can hang out on the daily. I promise not all my videos are feminist rants, but this one I feel like is warranted because Sahar Tabar lives in Iran. Sahar Tabar has gotten worldwide attention for her strange online persona where she looks like a cross between Angelina Jolie and the Corpse Bride. Sure, it's weird and creepy at times, but she said in the past that it's just her way of expressing herself. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that Sahar Tabar was arrested on October 5th, 2019 on suspicion of blasphemy, instigating violence, illegally acquiring property, insulting Iran's dress code, and encouraging young people to commit corruption. She was detained on orders of Tehran's guidance court, which deals with cultural crimes and social and moral corruption, for being a social media influencer. I'm just gonna let that sink in for a second. Just wait a second. Yeah, still hasn't sunk in. That's pretty crazy. Several members of the public complained about her Instagram posts, so police detained her, and now almost 1 month later, for the first time since her arrest, Sahar Tabar was paraded on national television by authorities and humiliated. As she was introduced, the show called her a mad zombie and showed how the madness to become famous on social media has ruined a life. Her face was blurred out during the interview, and so were her Instagram photos and videos. You could just barely make out that it was her. She told Iranian Channel 2, "My childhood dream was to become famous." She then said, "My mother was telling me to stop, but I didn't listen. Sometimes the words of a stranger or a friend can be more important than those of a parent." Sahar Tabar goes on to say that she was the only child of a divorced couple, did not finish high school, and could be in university by now if not for her strange online persona and fame. The weirder Sahar Tabar's posts were, the more attention she got, the more people followed her. She had around 486,000 followers before her Instagram account was deleted, likely by Iranian authorities. Honestly, as I was watching this interview, there was all this like intense music in the background, as if Sahar Tabar was some kind of like horrible criminal that had done something inexcusable. She's a social media influencer who made some weird videos and used Facetune. Can you imagine if the rules that allowed for Sahar Tabar to be arrested were part of culture in the West? 90% of millennials and Generation Zs would be in jail. This interview was essentially a forced confession on national television. In Iran, if you are charged with blasphemy, you can be sentenced to death, and if you aren't sentenced to death, you can expect to spend 5 years in prison. That is according to the End Blasphemy Laws campaign. There is no word on where Sahar Tabar is living out her prison sentence, but former inmates of a prison called Evin Prison outside Tehran have told horror stories about inmates living under unspeakable conditions. Like, we're talking like torture and like rape and oh yeah, and electrocution. Just throw some electrocution in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Sahar Tabar agreed to do this interview as a way to reduce her sentence, to set an example for other young people who want to follow in her footsteps. Also, I heard my voice in the background of that interview. Iranian state TV used the audio from one of my InformOverload YouTube videos on Sahar Tabar, and bruh, I am not okay with being part of propaganda. Roll the clip. Sahar Tabar, a social media star who looks like a cross between Angelina. I am not okay with this. This is not, I do not want my voice to be used to push your agenda. I'm sorry. Amnesty International has urged Iran to stop broadcasting videos of confessions by suspects on national television because they violate the defendants' rights. It's not uncommon for influencers to be arrested in Iran. Some critics are saying that the increasing amount of influencer arrests are a sign that Instagram will be banned in Iran in the near future. As of right now, Instagram is the only major social media platform Iranians can access. Facebook, Twitter, and Telegram Messenger service, which is used more than WhatsApp in the country, are all banned. If you want more info on this, we did a video on the real reason why Sahar Tabar was arrested. That is clickable on your screen right now for you, and I'll also leave it down below in the comments. Tell me your thoughts on the story. And while you do that, I'm going to respond to some comments from my last video on Sahar Tabar. Sasa and Mir said, "You're probably never going to respond to this, but honestly, every time you guys post a video about Iran, you're going to piss off a lot of people." What? I beg you, please stop focusing on the negatives, thank you. Well, clearly I didn't piss off that many people because Iranian national TV used my voice in their interview. Also, we live in the West, it's not illegal for us to talk negatively about Iran or anything, frankly. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom of the press. I agree that it's not good to focus only on the negatives, but I mean that is a pretty negative thing that should not be avoided. XOXO said, I think this was handled really sensitively and professionally. Well done. See guys, I can be professional. Sometimes. It's so much more fun to be unprofessional, isn't it? Paul said, for all those who put down countries like USA, remember you can dance without fear of being arrested, unless you are dancing while robbing a bank. Aw, man. I love dancing while robbing a bank. I thought I would get away with it. That is it for me, and thanks for watching. If you want to keep watching, check out this playlist over here. Stick around for some bonus content, because I know you loving that shit. I know you loving the bloopers. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more, and I'm going to see you in a future IO video. In Iran, if you are charged with blasphemy, you can be sentenced to death. And if you aren't sentenced to death, you can expect sorry.